Hi everyone, my name's Josephina Kim. I'm one of the oncology social workers here at Hoag, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. We are going to make bath bombs today, and I'm very excited for this because this is actually something that I encourage our patients to do for relaxation. Today we're here for Creative Expressions and Craft and Light Creative Art Studio with...
Hi everyone. Thanks for having me back. I'm Shelly Williams with Craft and Light, the Creative Art Studio in Long Beach, California. And it is a pleasure to be here with me. I think this is my third time with you all. We're becoming a fun group. And so again, I'm so excited that you all are so enthusiastic about the creative experiences we've been having these last few months. And so like Josephina said, we're going to be doing bath bombs today. Bath bombs, you already know, is not just calming and therapeutic. It's also very, healthy for our skin. You should be taking, hopefully, it's winter, so maybe you're taking a lot more, warm baths because you can't really get to the beach. But that's what bath bombs do. They really bring the beach to your bath, with the salts and the citric acid that's included. That's really good for our skin. So we're going to have some fun today. I'm going to keep you moving. If you're doing this with me live, we're going to move kind of fast. But again, if you're looking at the record, take your time. You already know in your kits that I gave you quite a bit of ingredients because bath bombs take a bit of ingredients. But I also want to have you guys kind of do some differentiation around it. And we're going to play with the lavender bath bomb that I gave you with the purple swirl that you see. And I'm going to show you how to use your rose petals. Rose petals. Right, you ready? So let's talk about your kits. I'm really excited about this. I've been teaching this in the studio for I don't know, I feel like 2 months. Almost
Awesome.
2 months now, yeah. And it's been I don't know, something about bath bombs, And I want to say I got it when I was thinking about, just to give you a little background on how this came about. I think I was thinking of something to make for Christmas, for the holidays, for my family. I like to do something, DIY for the holidays every year. And I was thinking, bath bombs. I just started looking, and I said, that sounds like my jam. And if you know anything about my story, I got into this whole creative thing with, it started with soap. So I started making soap, and then I started selling soap. I didn't like selling soap. I wanted to teach soap. So then, this whole thing, finding a studio to create and teach soap happened. So naturally, bath bombs is something I would gravitate to. So there you go. That's a long-winded story, but that is what happened. But it seems like everybody's really enjoying it, and I'm still enjoying it. I would have showed you the actual example that I had that I put in the pictures for you guys, but you know what? I used it. So I don't have them anymore. But I do have this. And so your bath bombs are going to be molded just like mine. They're not going to be this big. See, I gave you quite a few molds, so you can have lots of fun. And these molds you can use over and over again like I do mine. But we are going to do the round mold today. And again, I'm going to show you a few different ways to use your rounds, your molds. All right, so, all right, let's get into it because I know we only have so much time. But let me walk you through your kits that you all received in the mail. So you all have Epsom salt. Again, we're bringing the beach to your bathtub. All right, so we're going to soak in salt. So salt is important. And it's thick, it's very soft salt. Nothing too coarse is what we want. Cornstarch. The citric acid, and surprising citric acid, for those of you who know citric acid, I've been learning, I'm not an expert on all these, the science benefits of skin, but I do a little digging to figure out what am I putting on myself. So the citric acid is really good for, blemishes and healing and your pores. And so it just kind of fascinates me when I look into all these different things. And so when it's combined with the baking soda, so if you're used to putting, if you, grew up making baking soda or using baking soda on your face, sometimes we were told, it was like a nice exfoliant, right? A nice exfoliant for your acne and, getting rid of blemishes, then you'll know that baking soda combined with the citric acid is really good just together for your skin. And similarly, it makes sense that we have a larger measurement for the baking soda. So we're using a 1/2 cup. So all the other dry ingredients are 1/4 cup. So baking soda is the main ingredient in your bath bomb. Now what makes the bomb is that citric acid. All right, the citric acid combined with the wet ingredients. So your wet ingredients are the almond oil, You have witch hazel. Again, these are all moisturizing ingredients. So when you're soaking in the tub, all of this is going to bomb out, which is why I don't have mine anymore, because that's what I did. And it's going to be luxurious, okay? When you add your essential oil to it, I mean, I gave you lavender. Today I have a eucalyptus too with me, because I'm thinking, you know, I might want to change it up, because I'm going to make some too. And you have some water, okay? And again, the water is a fusor. It's going to help that mold become mold and harden overnight. I've given you some purple mica powder. And this mica powder, it's natural, you know, it's non-toxic, so it's safe. And it's going to color a portion of our mixture so that we can have some fun and design and create like that swirl effect that you also saw in the picture in the photo that I gave you all when you were looking up the class. And so the way this works is we're going to combine our dry, we're going to add our wet, we're going to do some differentiation. We're going to add them into the molds, and then tomorrow you want to take the molds apart, and then you can go ahead and use them from bombs or give them away as gifts, okay? So those are the ingredients. We're going to get started. Ready? Oh, you want to use my mold? Oh yeah, let's do it together. I'll just watch you. All right, so first things first, guys, and here's me special. We're going to be doing the Epsom salt. So let's add a 1/4 cup of our Epsom salt. So in your kits, I gave you twice as much, okay? Because I really want you guys to explore having a lot of ingredient and practice in it. So you might see you have a 1/2 cup of Epsom salt. So I want you to measure what you have. So we're going to use the Epsom salt. Yeah, let's go. We're going to have some fun. Yeah, sprinkle, sprinkle. And then we're going to use a 1/4 cup of the cornstarch. Here's my 1/4 cup. And again, that's going to all add, it's going to, you know, we're going to mix this all together. And it's all beneficial for our skin. Again, it's about what happens when think of the acidic layer of our skin is, you know, it's repaired or restored when we add the baking soda, citric acid, and the cornstarch together with the salt. So we're going to do the citric. Actually, we're going to hold on the citric acid, and let me tell you about why. When you see bath bomb recipes, sometimes they ask you, oh, put the citric acid in. But what I've learned is that sometimes when you add the wet ingredients, citric acid is already in there, that acid will start to go to work. So we don't want to lose that. We want to wait for that to happen when it goes into the bath. So I'm going to hold off on the citric acid, okay? And that's also in your directions on the right side. So let's skip citric acid and let's put in some baking soda. So you're going to do a 1/2 cup of baking soda. And again, the baking soda I heard is, you know, again, I've been reading about this. It's so great. Can we dig in a little bit? Let's see what she's doing here with the baking soda. 1/2 cup. 1/2 cup of baking soda. Again, good for acne, like reducing acne. Really good to get in the, you know, close those pores up. So when you're in the tub and you're letting it all just soak in, that's what's going on. It's really just kind of doing like an exfoliation naturally on you. So we got a 1/2 cup of baking soda. So I want you to mix all that up together nice and good. Get it in a nice fine powder. All that's going to mix, mix, mix well. And I see all that fuse right there, that's cornstarch. I tell you. So when these kits were getting packed, I have to tell you the cornstarch was a healthy player. There's cornstarch everywhere. So this is a nice fine, but let's do a little bit more. Can we do a little bit more? Again, guys, so as more of you, the finer that you have your bath bomb or your dry ingredients, the easier it is to mold, because you don't want pockets of baking soda, you know. Yeah, we want to make
really stir it,
really stir. Everything's really just kind of it's broken down together. Now it's become one. Yeah, it looks great. Okay, that's perfect. So we want our dry ingredients to be just as fine as that, almost like a sifting effect, like Josefina's done. Ooh. It's very battery. Okay, now it's time for the wet. And you can combine all of these ingredients in one bowl, so we don't need separate bowls for the basic recipe is what we're going through now. So let's add 2 teaspoons of almond oil. Again, I gave you more. So again, if you want to repeat this recipe in the future, 2 teaspoons. Whew. There you go. You want to repeat the recipe, you have the ingredients to do so. And then we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of witch hazel. You have the witch hazel. Here's mine. There you go. 1.5 teaspoons of witch hazel. 1/2 teaspoon of water. Well done. You're doing great. Yay. You have black on and you have nothing on you. This is excellent. Not a sprinkle of dust, I'm noticing. All right, and now we'll do the essential oil. So this is the basic recipe. So again, when the essential oils, I recommended 8 to 10 drops, but what it is, as much as you can stand, it's not gonna hurt the mold if you do a little bit more than 8, but no more than 10. I wouldn't do less than 8 because you do want that scent to come out when you actually put it in the tub. So 8 to 10.
I did 9.
You did 9. You did. I think that's very good. And then you go ahead and mix that up. And as you're mixing, guys, you're going to just enjoy. I want you to think about what it's going to be like when you put it in your tub. Because as you're smelling it right now is what that's the experience you're going to have.
And it smells great. It already smells relaxing.
Mm-hmm. And you think like, oh, I don't do bath bombs. I've had people say that. No, I don't do bath bombs. But then you start to make one and you're like, maybe I do bath bombs.
Yeah, they're so relaxing.
Oh yeah, it smells nice.
So just kind of keep mixing.
Keep going. Yeah, again, our goal is to aim for that nice powder mix again as much as you can. So you're going to have to do some like pump on that. You could use a fork. We don't have a fork, but you at home might have a fork.
Yeah, so there's little clumps. Do we want to get those clumps out?
You want to get those clumps out.
So yeah, you can use a fork, or I'm just kind of pounding it.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm enjoying the smell. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it smells nice. It smells like spa time. We just need music.
Definitely.
We need some nice music. And so the essential oil, again, the more you put in, again, I wouldn't recommend more than 10, but it will smell your entire bathtub up. The water will come through.
So we have a question. Can you use this in the shower?
The bath bomb needs to have a place to balm. And so you could use it in the shower. It would balm in your hand, though. I don't know if you really wanted to have a place for it to just kind of, again, live and explode. So I probably wouldn't recommend it for the shower. I would put it in like a pool of water for it to do its thing. But you know what you could do? Body scrubs are great like this as well. They don't have the citric acid in it, but you could also use, the coarse sea salt for a bath scrub. Just the same effect. You could do a foot bath if you wanted to do a foot bath with that.
I think that's a great idea, especially if you're like, oh no, I don't have a bathtub, and maybe you only have a stand-up shower. Definitely put it in a little bowl or container and put warm water in it.
Oh, that is a good idea.
Feet soak in it, and you'll still get the benefits and the smell, the scent, the aroma.
So foot baths. Let's see what else. Again, I have people who use, because if your goal is for exfoliation and your goal is for restoration, just kind of exfoliation of the one layer of skin. Again, scrubs are great. The foot bath will do the same thing. Bath salts, again, it's in the bath, but these are options for you. And in the shower, I definitely would really encourage you to explore some body scrubs, and then we have those online too. So, or you can check out the website I have. Body scrubs are also recipes we can do. Coarse sea salt, Himalayan pink salt, brown sugar, use some honey, beautiful body scrub.
How's that looking?
That looks really good. Okay, so now what we want to do now that we've done all of our ingredients, guys, now the bomb happens, and we're going to add that citric acid. We're going to add the citric acid because now we are final. And so when that citric acid gets used, we're not adding any water to it because we're going to wait for the bath to do that. Okay, so we're going to add a 1/4 cup of our citric acid. Oh, there you go.
More. There you go. Just
Yeah,
dump it in.
that's fine. Go ahead and dump it in. And see, you're going to see that citric acid does nothing. It's just sitting there. Now it's just going to go ahead and you stir. If we had added the water, if we had added the, the witch hazel, all of this would have been sizzling. And we don't want and that's what we were trying to avoid. So again, we want to use that power for the bomb later, tomorrow night when you take your bath. All right, fabulous. That looks good. So you have here, guys, this one recipe. This is why I gave you 6 molds because, and I give you, how many I give you guys? 5? Yeah, or 6 molds.
No, 6.
I gave you 6, good. So 6 molds because you have a lot from this one recipe. And I gave you twice as much, so now you can make 12, right? So
I have another question. Is this mixture safe for kids?
It is safe for kids. Again, the citric acid is natural. The Epsom salt is all natural. These are all baking ingredients. Again, I wouldn't put anything in anyone's mouth, but children make these all the time. In my studio, we have kids making bath bombs on a regular basis. I've had kids buy the kits, so it's safe at home. Again, I would not have them make it on their own. I think the citric acid, when my kids make it with adult supervision, all right, you need to be cautious of how much they're putting in with the cups, measuring cups. So I would not have them do it by themselves, but yes, they certainly can do it. And they have fun doing it. And again, if you go on my Instagram, you'll see children who have made the bombs and they show the pictures, and it's just such a fun little thing for them to do together with you and your kids. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So yeah, if you guys, again, take a look, the kids are tons of fun making the bath bombs, so that's always a good thing. So we're ready to create we're going to start packing our molds, but before we do that, I want to show you an option. Again, I gave you twice as much, so you can make this twice if you wanted to, now that you have extra ingredients. This is my belief. But let's do this. Let's put a little bit of the lavender mica powder. What I want you to do is grab a small bowl, and you're going to take a bit, maybe, it doesn't matter how much you take out, it's really up to you. I say we'll take out a 1/2 cup of the basic mixture. And you're going to put it into your small bowl. So this is the mixture we're going to color purple. And so you don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. And I'm not going to give you like a specific measuring. I gave you 1/2 teaspoon. I guess we can do 1/2 teaspoon, as I already said. So usually I would just be like, let me just see how much I like it. But I'm going to do the 1/2 teaspoon here. Again, a little goes a long ways. So I'm going to do as much as I can get this out. I didn't give you guys a ton of purple because, again, you don't need it. And so a little bit, it's okay. Good. And now I'm going to stir this up. I'm going to stir it up very well. Can you guys see that? Yeah, and so you see it's starting to change already. This is becoming lavender. And the more mica powder I put in it, the darker the color is going to get. So the less I do, the lighter it is. The more I do, the darker it is, right? So we have a good purple here. I don't know if you can see without my, here we go.
It's pretty.
Yeah, I like this one. I'm actually, so I'm choosing, so again, I told you a 1/2 teaspoon, but again, This is yours. You do you. If you want to go darker, go darker. If you don't, then don't. This is my recommendation. Again, it doesn't hurt it. So it's not going to be like, oh, if I put too much, it's going to mess up the mold. No, it's not. It's just going to make it look a little like you want it. So you choose. You can do this with food coloring also. You can do this with a nice like egg dye. Again, I would encourage you to find non-toxic always. In the baking section of your grocer's market is a really good place to start. Okay, so how's that one? All right. So now we have this purple look, right? Let's talk about the molds. So the molds you have, these are simple plastic molds that we used for Christmas and that we can turn into molds. Now you can use molds like I've used muffin pans, I've used what else have I used? Muffin pans, candy molds, you know, the ones you find at like your baking section. So they all work because you just want, what you're looking for is something to conceal and or even to flatten, all right? So you can, I mean, the molds, the bath bombs don't have to be circular, they could be square, you know, as long as they mold, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to spoon a little bit of my white mixture. You can just do maybe spoon a little bit of my white mixture. Okay, I'm going to mix it with my purple. So I'm going to do that with both halves. All right, so you see, you're going to see that my mixture is white, purple. I mean, here you go, you can use mine. I want to pack my molds all the way to the top, nice and tight. You can keep going. So just alternating white and purple.
And then do white.
Mm-hmm. And then you can do some of mine. Yeah, pack that in. So that's going to be a nice. That's going to be a nice, pretty mold when it gets done in tomorrow. And you take it apart, and it's going to be purple and white.
So do we pack it into the very top?
You want to pack it really tight, yeah,
okay.
Nice and smooth. So if you have a spatula like you do, like you have a pretty good layer there. So then you'll want to finish my here. So just lay it down and nice flat surface. Yeah, it looks great. Let's do a little, can you do a little, maybe just a little bit more? Yeah. I always encourage just a little bit more because sometimes if the mold isn't well packed, then you might crack it. You might see a crack in the mold. So when it starts to harden overnight, you don't want to see little cracks. You want it nice to be nice, pretty circle, okay? No cracks. So now we're going to simply just conjoin the two. Let's pack that in just a little bit more. There,
so you see this one? Maybe we'll pack in a little bit more.
Just a little bit more, because I see, you know, that it's...
Make sure it's even.
Yeah. And
that was not even.
And you can see there's stuff on the rim there, okay? So we just pack that, pack.
They're really tightly packed to the top.
So now we're going to close those two up. We're going to keep if there's a way to keep the two here together.
Aligned?
Yeah.
So okay, we want them together.
So we want to have our openings from the ornaments to close like a nice little moon, and then you'll just kind of shift them to lock. I know this is tricky, but it can happen. It can happen. But you know what, guys? All right. If stuff falls out, that's what you want. Perfect. Yeah.
I was kind of not gonna lie. But you guys have fun. This is fun. So don't be that nervous.
Don't be nervous, because if it comes out, that's what you want. That means you packed it well. That's not going to, there's no cracks in that. That's going to look beautiful tomorrow.
This is so pretty. It already looks so pretty. It looks like a real professional bath bomb.
Oh, yeah, you did great. And so if you want to design that, what I brought is some like ribbon. There's a way for you to put there's ribbon. If you want to put it, make it a gift. Cute. You know, it's an ornament, so just slip the ribbon right through the hole. And you could just have that mold set and then go ahead and give it away as a gift for someone, put their name on it.
Very, very cute.
That would be really fun. Yeah, that's adorable. Good job.
Well,
You
thank
did awesome. Well, let's do this other one. So we have the rose petals. I also gave you guys some rose petals, so we're going to do the same idea. That was great, yeah. You're going to open up your molds. Josephina's already opened up hers. And to do this, you want to put the rose petals at the bottom of the mold first, all right? And then you're going to pack on your white mixture, or your purple if you still want to do that. But if you want to add the lavender or the rose petals, that's what you'll do. And this is a lot of fun because, you know, again, when the explosion happens, the bomb, what's going to happen? You're going to have that beautiful scent of lavender. You're going to see, if you choose to do the purple one, you're going to see purple, you know, spread out into your tub. If you want to just keep it white, you can do that, and then you'll start to see the petals everywhere in your tub. It is just lovely, you know, when you're just thinking about you're bathing in lavender and rose petals, right? And you should be pampering yourself this way and have those moments.
Should we do some more purple in there too?
Whatever you like. Yeah,
Do
did
a
you like
layer.
that? Whatever you want to do. So again, if you like the aesthetic look of the bombs with the petals on top, that's the technique. Put them on the bottom first, and then add your mixture.
So pretty.
Yeah. Again, you're gonna have a lot of fun playing with this. There's a lot of ingredients that were provided in your kit, so. Essentially, you could probably make some for the whole fam or all, you know, whatever your group is.
Do you think a little bit more right there?
Mm-hmm. Again, so when you're closing, because you do want to have that close, when it closes, it's okay if, you know, solution comes out. That means you packed it well. We don't want it to overflow, like you've been really good about just enough. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll close it.
Yeah, good job. You're going to hear a click. Yeah.
Almost, guys.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
There we go.
So guys, again, you know, if you feel like, oh man, I doesn't look like it, I packed it too well and I didn't do that, just take it apart. Just take it apart and put it back in the bowl, all right? Or put it in a separate bowl so you don't mess with the solution you already haven't touched. But just put it back and do it again. You know, there really is no messing up here. That looks fabulous. So you'll see the rose petal right there. And when the mold is done tomorrow, you'll take it out and you'll have those rose petals all molded into your bomb. And it's lovely. So this is, that's the basic recipe, and I gave you 2 more. I know on the back, if you actually, there's others, you could do rainbow ones, lemons. Again, play around with your essential oils, play around with your colors, and really just enjoy the design, the creative experience that the bath bombs make for you. So, and that is our craft today. I've loved this time with you all. I'm so, so thankful to be back again. You did great.
Thank you, and thank you so much for presenting this, and I hope you guys enjoy this at home. It's so relaxing, and thank you so much. They're gorgeous.
Yeah, they are so much fun. If you guys make them, or when you make them, or when your molds are done, please, I know some of you guys that were connected on Instagram, I would love to see pictures. Please definitely share. Thank you for sharing the experience with me and letting me share it with you. So again, it's my pleasure to be here. Have a great afternoon. And I look forward to seeing you all again for another creative moment or creative expression.
Thank you so much, Shelly, and thank you guys for joining us. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye, guys.